Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone is blessed and well. What are you saying, Janelle?
Yeah, man, good, man. It's been a good weekend, so I can't complain. I can't be the first one to complain. I'll tell you that for free. I hope you boys are good, man.
Yeah, no, say no more. Say no more, bro. Good to hear. Rash, what are you saying, my guy? Oh, I think you're on mute.
Oh, yeah.
Just testing you guys as always. I'm good, alhamdulillah. I'm wearing the Islamic robes. Today I feel a bit righteous. You know, us Muslims, we're supposed to be merciful, but I'm just here to let you guys know not to judge a book by its cover. You get me? Because today there is no mercy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go in
That's
today.
funny.
Yeah, we know who that's for. What are you saying, Jeff?
Hey, man, all good, all good. Been an interesting week of football, I'll tell you that, man. A lot to discuss and unpack.
Yeah. I was gonna say, literally as Rash started speaking, my thing started bugging out. Has it started bugging again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lagging. You're I think like a couple seconds behind.
Good old technology.
You know, take over.
I've got you, bro. I've got you.
You know, take over.
I'll show. No worries.
Rash must.
Yeah, listen. Let's not take over. Let's not start on the. Let's chill out. Let's chill out. Where should we take it today, man? Where should we take it? We could start on a big game actually, which was last night. We could start with them. Chelsea versus Spurs. Now, I'll be real. Chelsea kind of impressed me in the way they played because I expected it from Spurs myself. I expected them to go through it and do the business. But I don't think that was the biggest talking point of the day. Shake my head. Shake my head. Go on, Rash, you want to speak, man? You're mute. Go on.
Look at me when I'm talking to you. Yeah? Look me in the eyes when I shake your hand. Hey, that's the theme of the weekend. Yeah? Hold on. I've got to quickly go to JB Redknapp and Gary Neville. Let's rewind on that one first of all before we go into the handshake. Look me in the eye. Let's go into the conversation. Look me in my face. Yeah? How is grown man on TV debating? A man saying, no. Look me in my face when I speak to you. My God. Jamie Redknapp made Gary Neville sound like his son, bro. I couldn't believe it. And he looked up in his face when he told him to as well.
He sunned him. Yeah,
I was like, wow. We all know what happens behind the scenes here. Do you know what I'm saying? We know who gets clapped in the back of the neck. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that was funny. And then to see Tuchel and thank you, and Conte to go through exactly the same thing. Look me in my face. Look me in my face when I'm talking to you. Do you know what I mean? When I'm shaking your hand. That was hilarious, bro. But it was a strong arm. That was more than anything. It was a strong arm. Do you know what I'm saying? We all know what that means.
You know what it is? Rash, you know what it is? You know, after a Sunday League football game, the person that's been pissing you off the most, been talking the most on the pitch, everyone's got to shake hands, you're going to do that and walk away. Conte tried to do it for my mama said, come here. I'm still in your face. You don't feel this one today.
That was pretty funny, man. They just been charged, you know, which we knew was coming.
Yeah, we knew that was coming.
Charged with what was the charge?
Just charged from FA, so I don't know if it's going to be violence or what.
But it's crazy. It's crazy. On that note of violent conduct, I mean, how is a tug on the hair not considered violent conduct? I mean, that was disgraceful. I mean, I've seen similar things happen before. I think it happened to Guendouzi one time, and I think it was done by his father, wasn't it? What's my man who ended up coming over to Arsenal from Chelsea? Sideshow Bob as well.
David Luiz.
David Luiz, he gave Guendouzi the tug as well, didn't he?
He did? I don't even remember it.
Yeah, I think it was him who gave him the tug, but I also think David Luiz got a tug as well. And both these times they were seen as violent conduct. I think there was fines issued out afterwards as well. But for a ref to see that in the game and for VAR to look at that, they actually looked at it and to not see that as violent conduct. I mean, there was a straight yank, pulled my man's head back, made him drop on the floor. You know what I mean? Certain men know about the tug. Do you know what I mean? Been certain places, man, do a couple tugs out there. Do you know what I mean? Certain men know about the tug.
Hey, Rash, let me ask you a question. I don't like to get political.
Yeah.
I don't like to get political with Arsenal stuff, but if that was Xhaka, let's be real now, in terms of the perception being put in place in terms of football. But if that was Xhaka to potentially do that and to put his head in a box in an Arsenal game, question: would he have got a yellow and would it have been a pen?
Well, I say 100%, and I'm talking about 100% of the time. It doesn't matter what he tugged. If he had tugged the guy's collar and pulled him down, it would have been a pen. If you pulled him by the arm and pulled him to the floor, it would have been a pen. You know what I'm trying to say? Xhaka all day, he touches anyone in the box, it's a pen. You know, and for not only the referee, he seemed close enough to see it. I don't care if you're looking over here, everything's in your line of sight. You can see that happening. You know what I'm trying to say? If you see a player go down like that as well, ask for what was that all about? He pulled my man's hair. Yeah. Okay. Review that to see if it's violent conduct. Even if VAR says it's not violent conduct, the referee's conversing with the official who's doing it. So he pulled his hair. How did he pull his hair? Let me see. That looks sounds a bit like that.
Was it rough or just trying to get out of his way? Do you know what I mean?
No. It was a straight yank.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it was a straight yank, and for them to look at that and say, "Nah, that's okay," because it's not a red card, then I think the ruling is stupid. I know VAR can't get involved unless it's red card decisions if the referee hasn't blown, okay, and they can only get involved if it's violent conduct. But if that's not violent conduct, I don't know what is.
Jeff, what was your take on that? I mean, I already know what Jeff's gonna say. I love this game. You love that kind of stuff. I can tell, but what's your thoughts on it, man?
I'm with all like competitive edges in football. Like, to be honest, that's me. But if you got a system and you pulled hair and like violently, then yes, it probably because he didn't try and hide it. Like if you play football, like that's kind of normal, like, but it's normally done more discreetly. Like, the man might pull your hair, you might go up for head, a man might grab you by the nuts. It happens. That's what people do to get an advantage. They might pinch you. Like, that's literally what happens. That's the part of the game we don't normally see. But if you're doing it that blatant, then yeah, you should probably be punished for it. Like, because you didn't try and hide it at all. You literally grabbed full head of hair and threw man on the floor. And then your team score from it. When Chelsea in reality could have been a red card to Spurs and it could have been a free kick to Chelsea in their own box when they would have brought home the win. So yeah, it's just clarity and rules again. Like it's always going to be the case when the rules that broad and it's open for interpretation. Isn't it? Like it's always going to be that way. Like we're never going to get clarity on this because 1 minute in this game, Cucurella. Or no, Romero won't be punished. In another game with another ref, he will be punished. So it's just the same old thing. So VAR is obviously like it can't get involved, but it's just the same old interpretation of rules issue. It's never going to change.
Fair. John, before we got into a great game, we thought we'll talk about some of the incidents, the Conte and Tuchel incident, and we also spoke about obviously the hair pulling in the box and that. And I proposed a question to the boys and Rash answered it. In regards to, if it was Xhaka, let's be real, it's going to be a pen. Any contact in the box, it normally is a pen for something like that. For the fact it got overlooked, we need a bit more explanation. However, the game played on. So I just want to get your thoughts on it. And did you think it was another player who's got a bad reputation? Would he have got sent off for a card or pen? Or
is that when he pulled his hair, you mean?
Yeah, Romero to Cucurella in the box.
Yeah, I think the thing is, like, it probably should have been a red because I feel like someone's done that before. I can't remember to who, whether it was David Luiz or Guendouzi. One of them two's had it.
I think it was David Luiz on Guendouzi.
What, when he was at Chelsea?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the one. And yeah, I'm sure it was something. The only thing that's matter is that the ref was right there, so it should have just been a free kick to Chelsea, quite straightforward. And then I don't think anyone would have had an issue if he was sent off or not. It wouldn't have been as deep, because then the game was over, Chelsea win, and the game's done at that. So I think that's the only issue. You wonder how the ref just missed the foul full stop, because they give fouls for less.
Yeah.
They give foul for less for the team that's defending. I'm surprised he didn't give it when it was right in front of him. So it didn't really make any sense. But I know Chelsea have been complaining about like some conspiracy against Anthony Taylor, saying they can't win when he refs or something like that. I think that might be a bit too far, but they definitely got shagged there. 100%. They got shagged. But it was a fun game, though.
It was Fellaini pulling
Guendouzi. There we go. I knew it was someone with hair pulling someone with hair.
No,
but he cut. Fellaini cut off his. Fellaini's got like a short head of hair. Yeah.
No. It was hair hate. He was hating. Well, yeah, bruv, we need to go to the comments on this subject because there's a few there, man.
Yeah. Let me read out some of the comments. Big up Tom in the building. Hope you're blessed. Saying man like Rash.
What's going on, Tom? Thank you for tuning in.
Big up Team Soccer. Great entertainment, to be honest. Referee was a mess. Love from Johnny, our guy Johnny. Big up Johnny, man. Hope you're good, my guy. I'll be back soon. The Harris, bro. Don't worry. Man like Dan. I know this is Dan. Calling himself Dottie Rodriguez. Say, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Love from Big Bomber Clock. Dan. Big up Dan in the building, man.
Big up Dan in the building, yo.
Great tackle by Romero. Gave Cucurella a fresh skin fade. Jesus. That'll be a peak.
Man.
Pull her and drag someone to the floor, and it's calm. Then anything less has to slide. And if that is the case, then football will turn into WWE. Well,
facts.
Well, that kind of leads into Graeme Souness' comments that it's a man's game from yesterday. Still, like obviously he's getting mad heat for us. What do you not think about that comment that he made?
Man, especially the fact that hair pulling isn't really a man's thing. I just think it's out of place. No shade. Well, you know what I mean?
Wait. What was said after that about hair pulling?
Souness said so.
No, he was talking about the game in general, though, just saying he enjoyed the physicality of the game, and it was like two sets of men going at it over something. It's a man's game, so it shouldn't be called no soft fouls.
I'll be honest, John. I love a Tottenham Chelsea match. It's full of that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's always full of that. It's full of aggression. It's full of undertone violence. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we like to see. That good old Sunday league football, but in the Prem. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, I understand what he's saying in regards to that, and everyone loves to see it. It creates a good atmosphere. It adds extra bite to the game, especially if the game is a bit, flat at times. A bit of aggression, it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? Especially with the sideline antics as well that was going on between Tuchel and Conte. It just added extra juice, do you know what I mean, to the cut. But at the same time, there's rules, man, and there's children watching as well, do you know what I mean? And there's people who look up to these type of guys, and you don't want to kind of spread a culture that, this is the way to play football. You know what I'm trying to say at the same time. So it's fine lines, fine margins, and all these things like that. You know what I mean? I'm wearing the camise, so I've got.
What did he even get flack for? Was it saying it's a man's game specifically, or for the violence in the game? Because I didn't actually see what was said. I just saw that. I don't
want to take him out of context. All I know is that he was like, he enjoyed the game, and he doesn't like when it's too soft. It's a man's game. So something along those lines. The way he was talking about that specific match. So obviously, because you said,
woke crew got onto him.
And obviously because he said it next to Kenny as well, like the England international that plays for the women's team. As soon as it got said, one of the England players that won the Euros was like, "Oh, we're still talking about it's a man's game after the summer that the." But you know what? There's actually been as well as whilst he's getting killed by the wall crew, he's also been getting killed a lot by the other. He's actually been getting backed by the other side as well, saying we've got to the point where a guy saying it's a man's game, talking about a man's game, is not allowed. So I don't know, man.
It's obviously it's a funny one because we know what the sensitive society we're in. I do get what he means, but I guess off the cuff comments you can't really say anymore. Like, because even though I know what you're saying, like the women's game is more prevalent than ever too. So maybe it's just best to say it's a Warriors game now, maybe rather than it is a men's game.
Yeah.
Like whilst I get what you're saying, like maybe it's just best to remove that from our vocabulary. Because I agree, like even if it's a women's game, I like to see competitive football. Don't let anyone just go past you. Chop them down. They're running away. Chop them down. That's the kind of game I like. As well as liking the technical side, I like physical combat football. Like I like that. Like, I like that era. Like I don't like soft baby boys. I don't like it. So I get what he's saying, but maybe just change the word up because we're in a different society now. The women's game is not 100 years ago. So the women's game is getting more and more eyes. They've just won the Euros. So I get it. I kind of get both sides, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. I get both sides. I'm just like, I don't think he needs to be sacked for it or nothing like that. It's just a case of just mind what you say next time. Maybe just think more about what you said rather than anything needed to be deeper than that.
If he gets sacked for that, then I was gonna say it. That's foolish. If you sack a man
after all the years of Pogba abuse he's done, if he gets sacked for this, that says it all.
Yeah, you can maybe say that there's maybe slight, what do they call it, like sensitivity training, if that's even needed. But it's really, it's one of those things. Like it's just a flippant comment. Like it maybe needs to be removed from all of our like vocabularies. Maybe because the game is more inclusive now. But it's not something where you should say, "Oh, now you lose your job over it." Not to me, anyway. Like
and if anyone's calling for him to lose his job, they've lost their mind.
In my opinion, too. Yeah.
Just to confirm, what game was he talking about when he said it's a man's game?
He was talking about both the Chelsea Spurs, but also Nottingham Forest, West Ham. He said he liked the physicality in both games.
So we're talking about men playing, though. So that's what I mean. He wasn't necessarily undermining women. I don't know. So if he gets sacked for that, that's kind of mad. But I think
it's kind of mad if he gets. I don't think Sky Sports will sack him. But I would want him to be sacked, but I don't think he should get sacked. If he gets sacked for that, then boy.
And that sets a whole new precedent if you get fired for that.
If you get fired for that.
Don't get me wrong, it's not the most sensitive of comments, I get, but at the same time, it's like a flippant kind of comment. Like it's
just off the cuff. It's off the cuff.
Yeah, it's not as bad as who was it who said like Richard Keys and what Andy Gray said in the past.
Yeah, it's not
that bad.
That was sexist because it was behind the camera as well, so they didn't know they were being recorded.
Yeah.
You know
and you know what? I think to say something like that, it's a man's game. It's more of a saying now, isn't it? More than an actual fact. And people don't really use it to be a fact as well. I mean, I've even heard people say it in regards to like UFC and boxing and stuff when they're talking about it's aggressive, it's a man's game, you know. I'm trying to say, so you expect the violence and stuff like that, but obviously there's women who box and there's women who do UFC as well. So I don't think it's really used in regards to the actuality of the sport and the reality of what's going on and who's taking part of it. I think it's just a figure of speech, you know what I mean? Men have always been considered more inclined to the rough and tumble, do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's just where it comes from, do you know what I mean? And for everyone to be sensitive over words all the time, I think we're just getting to a place where we're just living in a very sensitive society, and I can't even say everyone needs to grow some because it's not even possible.
Yeah. Hey, on that note,
that's good.
Let me read out some of the comments before we move on to the football. Big up CJ in the building. 11 people in the chat, by the way. Big up everyone. Smash the likes if you're new to RBT. Subscribe to the channel. I'm hearing Anthony Taylor is one of 2 English refs going to the World Cup. I'm even surprised they have any, to be honest. Big up DJ in the building. Our guy saying I'm back again. 2 down, 36 to go. Come on,
Oh,
you
my.
done it. Hey,
We're sticking
keep
by
doing
this.
that, bro. You can keep doing it. Oh, yeah.
You'll be every week saying this.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. Arsenal to win the league. Madness. But yeah, man, before we crack on, I don't even know if this is going to work, but I'm going to play a video that was requested by actually quite a few people. Let's see if this does work.
English Premier League. Manchester United.
And so it did work.
Oh man, he's a living legend.
So yeah, man, it's Man United therapy session time. I think. Let's be kind to them today. All the Man United fans in the building. Let us know how you're feeling. Obviously, losing 4-0 to Brentford. I missed the game and I watched it back because I was out and I was getting messages from our group and I was seeing 4-0 and I was like, no way. I had to check Sky Sports. But I couldn't believe it in 35 minutes. So I don't know, man. Who wants to take it away with talking about Man United? You know, I'll probably start with you, bro. What are you saying?
Man. Do you know how I know, yeah? You hate United. You never played a video like that in your life on this channel. But you went for this to make sure it worked.
Hey, I was sent to by too many people as requests. It wasn't just this group. I said, you know what? Let me put it up in it.
I'll play it, yeah. But I'll tell you this, yeah. Arsenal loses, yeah. Anytime, and I'm pissed off, I'm playing that video. The way he speaks like my uncle. England Premier League. Manchester United. I can't today. But hey, listen. I don't know the issue. I don't know the issue because on paper, we went for man. The only person you can, I know it sounds crazy, but you can debate if you did 11, if that makes sense. It's Tony and Ronaldo in terms of, you might debate them. That's it. Everyone else is like, they've got their position. That's worrying, man. You're getting beaten 4-0. Eriksen was just there. And he left and he went to what do they say? A lower table team. How embarrassing that is?
Like, it's bad, bro.
I mean, I don't know what I can say that because I'll say this. I'm going to keep it real short today in United. And obviously, when the United fans want to come and attack us on the yard and start chatting us or whatever, then I'll say some more. Liverpool didn't really have money, but they took 30 years to get back to where they needed to be. You've had teams that took years. Since Ferguson left, they've been piss poor. I don't know what they've achieved. They've achieved in Europa. You can give that to them, but you give that to a successful manager like Jose. He's a world-class manager. We can all agree on that, right? But the Premier League, they've been piss poor. I think they only finished second once under Oli, if I'm not mistaken.
Twice. Once under Jose as well.
Okay, cool. Is that good enough for a team like United? Do you think United fans are saying, we finished twice? As an argument to an Arsenal fan or to any fan. They're done, man. You're gonna need 5 years. 5 years rebuild, like proper rebuild for players that want to play your kind of playing style. If Ten Hag's the guy, and in my opinion, you ask me, Ten Hag is the guy. I do like the way he manages. I've seen some new videos of him talking. He don't take shit, and that's kind of what you want. And there's a lot of people saying that, but he needs to treat Ronaldo differently, man. He needs to let Ronaldo do what he wants. But how does that work? If you're a manager and you want your team to respect you, if you let someone boss you about and give you attitude, then all the youngsters in the team are thinking like, this guy's a dickhead. He's telling me to run, sprint. I'm going to jog. I'm going to jog back as well. I'm not going to sprint for this guy because someone's undermining you on the team. It goes back to a lot of different managers doing it. A lot of people are getting dropped. I mean, I'm not sure if we know what happened with Mings. I assumed something the other day. He must be disrespect to Gerrard. But the same thing goes down to, I haven't really watched the show, All or Nothing yet, all of it. But that Banyang thing as well. I tried to keep the list of stuff he's been doing wrong and stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so if he didn't do that, then everyone will disrespect him. Like, what? Banyang got to do this? Oh, you got a list saying, I disciplined him for it. I bet you got to do this just before you say, I got this. I got here. You got this. You got disciplined for it. You had to pay a fine. Do you know what I mean? got to get rid of this. You got to get rid of this negative attitude. If Ten Hag wants to be successful, you got to get rid of these men who feel like they can bad you up. You are number one. You are the manager. Everything goes for you, and that's what I think it is. I feel like there's a lot of things wrong with the players because maybe someone like Ronaldo might feel like, oh, I'm above all of you, so it's long for me. If that makes sense. But yeah, that's all I'll say for now, man. I want to keep it nice and short until we get a lot of questions coming through about everything. But other than that, 5 years they'll be back flying.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting you say the 5 years as well, because I feel like every team kind of needs to go through this. Because if you remember, Liverpool got smoked 6-1 by Stoke, and everyone was like, "Wow, that's mad." And then obviously Arsenal have had a few beatings over the years, but again, it looks like they're starting to come out on the other side of it. I just feel like this might just be part of the process. Obviously, Chelsea haven't had a real. I mean, then again, they had 1 year where they finished 10th, but that was just kind of a random year. They've always had the money to help sustain them since Abramovich was in charge. So it's been different for them. But I feel like for United, this is the rock bottom that they needed. I mean, I say rock bottom. Can it go lower than this, Rash? Like, I don't know if it can. What do you think?
Hold on a second. I need a theme tune.
Oh boy. Hey, they're playing the bangers today.
Yo. Here we are again. Back-to-back defeats. Yeah. 2 games in. Yeah. United. I don't know what is going on with these guys. Actually, I do know what's going on with these guys. The chickens are home to roost. If that's how you say it, then that's what I'm saying. The chickens are home to roost. Yeah? Because now man needs to know about what it takes to really rebuild a squad. Okay? Really do a clean out of a changing room. Okay? A redo of philosophy. Okay? And I think there's a number of things that is the problem here. And it's not just the team. I think the manager is part of it as well. So look, the first thing in regards to the game in itself, same as last week, there's no cohesion. Okay? Put in Martinez as well next to Maguire, big problem. You've got a guy who doesn't know how to play football. You have a guy who's not tall enough to play football. Yeah. So it's just like, okay, there's 2 centre backs. That's just a dangerous combination. Because if it's going over the back, it's Drake time. Oh man. Not again. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a problem there. One with the starting lineup. Starting Fred. Okay. Big problem. Anyway. Yeah. But he's put Ericsson as CDM.
Yeah.
Last week, he was playing CAM.
Yep.
Do you understand? In 1 week, he switched roles totally. Yeah.
Yep.
To me, that just shows the manager does not know who his best squad is and who to put in the best positions at the moment. He's had a long enough time, I feel. I mean, he was at the club before Ragnick left. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Last game of last season, he was there to just watch.
There,
yeah,
watching.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think he may have even been in the country gathering intel beforehand. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's not like you shouldn't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's a manager that is new to this. He's very prepared. Yeah. In a lot of his statements and what a lot of people say about him is that he's very efficient. He's very scripted. He knows what he wants. He's got like a bullet point listings of how he wants to play and so forth like that. He's very structured. He knows his thing. Yeah. The rest of us know how Man United have been playing, not just last season, but the season beforehand and so on and so on and so on. Yeah. He can't be oblivious to the job that he's about to step into. So he knows what's good and what's not working already. Okay. But then to continue a system that is not working into the next season that you are coming into, I think it's criminal. Yeah. And I think and there's one of 2 things. It's either he's not as good and as intelligent as everyone's saying that he is. Okay. Or he's a bit arrogant. where he feels that it doesn't matter what he does, it's going to become a success because he feels
Yeah.
whatever he's doing in behind the doors in training is good enough. You know, I've seen a lot of these uh, Dutch coaches thinking they can come to England and apply the total football application, and it works in Holland. You know what I'm trying to say? And they tried to come here and they do I am the Dutch master kind of thing, and we're gonna do this and it's going to work. Frank de Boer, when he lasted 8 games, he did it with a club that didn't have the quality to do what he wanted to do. Man United and a lot of Man United fans are now kind of accepting that Man United are not Man United no more. They do not possess the quality that they are known for. They don't possess the mentality that they are known for as well. And they definitely don't hold the fear factor that it used to be before. A couple seasons ago, and I'm talking about just maybe 3 seasons ago, okay? 3, 4 seasons ago. Brentford facing Man United, they will be cautious, okay? And they wouldn't go at it hammer and tongue. They'll be worried about what they're going to be getting back. So they probably would have invited Man United to play football and they would have done their best to kind of cancel them out and maybe hit them on a counter attack. But it would have been very defensive. That's what it would have been. But they haven't even got that respect. Yeah. Man, they must saying, "Oh, we got United next week, yeah."
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's from someone who's a football man and who's been watching football for a number of years. It's sad to see, but it's exciting to watch, and I love it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Now, let's get back to the actual game in itself. All right, the midfield, there was no midfield. Okay, there was no midfield, and Man United they looked all right at some points when they had the ball going forward and so forth like that in and around the box, but it just seemed like when they would work their way forward and the ball get out to maybe to a Dallo to switch, put the ball in or something like that, it was trash. And then when he finally did put it into Ronaldo, Ronaldo misses the target. I don't know, that doesn't usually happen, but it just wasn't firing for him as well. Um, Luke Shaw, he's past it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
needs, he needs to go back on the diet because he was getting run ragged. Like he couldn't keep up with the pace of the game to the point where he was getting frustrated. You saw the frustration in his face. Yeah, Martinez knew that it just wasn't for him. He's had a horrible baptism into the Premier League. He got taken off at half time because he just couldn't. They had clocked. Look, we put the ball over his head. There's no problem here. Don't worry. He's so small. You nudge him off. There's no problems here. Don't worry. There's no problem. So, um, I think there's a problem in regards to the Sancho Rashford thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's happened to the Sancho that we all knew of Dortmund. I don't know where that guy's gone. I don't think it's a confidence thing. I think it's actually an instruction thing. I think he's been told what position to play, how to play, and it doesn't suit his style of play. You know, he was supposed to be someone who comes around and they kind of build a style of football and maybe even a game around players like him. And now he's just being considered just another player on the team. And without that limelight and without that spotlight that he normally gets from being in the team, it is just you can just see, man. He's shrinking in the shadow of some other
Yeah.
of the other players. Um, Rashford, I saw glimpses of his ability. I see him one. He took on a couple players in one stage, and tried to do something, but again, there was nothing, no end product. Um, a lot of people are saying that he would thrive under a different club and so forth like that. I don't know. I don't want to talk about what could be's. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I want to talk about what I can see at the minute. And right now, there's some issues with Rashford. Serious issues with Rashford. Like he is not the guy that we all know. Man United altogether, it was an abysmal performance. I think it is the worst performance that they've had, since something like 1923, 1932, one of those type of numbers. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's the worst start to the Premier League since uh, another long number, well before we
Yeah.
was born, 3 decades before we were born and stuff like that. they're just breaking records again for the wrong reasons. And I just think I just think for a Man United fan, um, I don't. I mean, we've been here as Arsenal fans. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Where we've watched our club go through the woes, and they're nothing like the glory is than what we know them to be, to the levels that we need them to play at. But hey, when it's your turn, it's your turn. You know what I'm trying
Yep.
to say? You guys have just got to ride it. You get me? And you can put on your fake smiles and agree with us and be like, yeah, we're crap, we're crap. Good. Do that. And that's all you can do. You know what I'm trying to say? There's nothing you can do about that. You have to accept it. This is your time. Do you know what I mean? It's your time to cry. So cry me a river. I want to swim. You know what I'm trying to say? But I'm not taking away anything from Brentford. They were amazing that first half. They were prolific. They came out with so much enthusiasm, so much energy. They put Man United on the back foot from the start. They high pressed. I mean, Man United couldn't even take a goal kick, man, without them boys there sniffing around. Like, well done to them. They knew they had their tactics. They stuck to it. And then second half, they did the guard. You know what I mean? The guarding tactic. They made sure that no one got past that defensive midfield line, and if they did, they didn't get past the defense. You know what I mean? And they had a great keeper in the background as well, showing decay. But this is what it takes to be Spanish number one. Yeah, you're off the blocks. I'm here now. You know what I mean? And decay as well. Problems for him. But anyway, I don't want to take it up all the time. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Jeff?
Yeah. United. There was so much wrong with their performance. I think every single player could be called out. De Gea horrible, Dalot horrible. I think Dalot's getting exposed every week. That he might be better suited to a possession football than Wan-Bissaka, but it's not by much. It's almost by default that he's actually playing. The Martinez-Maguire link-up doesn't seem to be working at the moment, even though, again, from the manager's perspective, I don't even like the fact he took off Martinez, because that's a little bit of scapegoating your new player for me. You're already 4-0 down. Why are you taking him off now? Like, it didn't make any sense. I didn't watch the first half, like I said. So I don't know if he was getting targeted like that, and it seemed like a goal was going to come from it every time. But I'm sure there was no need to take him off at 4-0. So, yeah, Jeff, but obviously we got a couple of comments from Duncan as well saying, the sad thing is I was not surprised that we lost, as our team is average at best. People think United are better than they are because of the price and wages of our players, but they are dead. The only teams I can see United being based on availability are Fulham, Forest, and Southampton. The rest could be us, especially when the players have no fight. United could get relegated, mark my words. And to be fair, I remember similar words were being said about Arsenal last year, and Arsenal lost their first 3 games. I don't know if it looked as bad as this. This feels worse.
It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad because one of the games was against the Premier League champions. The other game was against
Chelsea.
Was the European champions. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Exactly. Yeah.
Chelsea.
Okay, the other game got slapped up by a team that just slapped up United. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But it was totally different.
It still wasn't the same. Even that slapping wasn't the same.
It was totally different.
It wasn't the same. Different. Like, this was like, to me, looking at the highlights, Jeff, it looked to me like Brentford went 4-0 up, and then it just felt like they said, nah, there's no point. This game's done. It's like, we don't even need to bother. We can just conserve our energy, which is mad to me. But like, what did you make of the whole thing? Like,
well, yeah, the result kind of speaks for itself. 4 goals conceded in the first half ain't good. But biggest thing I took from it is just mentality. It's not that quality. All right, we know that in one position specifically, or 2, if however you want to put it, they are definitely not up to scratch. But you're good enough to beat Brentford. That's a fact. You're good enough to beat Brentford. So it just comes down to mentality. Like, a lot of the things that were going on, a lot of these players are resigned to losing.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. So there's not many people that want to fight. Like, as bad as, or all right, not as bad. I don't rate Fred as a player, but at least he tries.
Yeah.
Like Rashford, as of recent, isn't trying. Sancho is a mixture of not trying and you don't have a viable right back. Like I said it since the start of this show, Sancho thrived when he had Hakimi bombing past him. Sancho is not a speed demon. Sancho is a different kind of wing. He likes to control it. He likes to take his time, then speed up the game. And you need overlapping right back in order to do that. A good one. Dalot isn't that.
Do you think Sancho? The more you watch him, do you think this right wing thing even suits him anymore?
I'd have a better outlook when I see a better right back. To be honest, because
that's fair.
First year is Wan-Bissaka, who, to his credit, is not a bad defender at all, but going forward isn't his strong point. Dalot is marginally better going forward. He's just got a more exotic sounding name. That's it.
Yeah.
Not that good. But yeah, in terms of it's the work ethic. That's the main thing to me. Luke Shaw is someone who, on ability, is a good left back. And what he shows, or what he's shown at Manchester United in his 8 years of probably being there, 7-8 years, is a little bit of promise. He's now past the age of promise. You're 27, 28. You're just happy to be there at this point. That's what you are. So it's a lot of that. Martinez, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a great game, but I don't think he deserved to be taken off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was just the easiest thing to do. He's 5'7". You saw what happened to Ben White last year against Ivan Toney. Just all right, he can take this heat. When really, in all actuality, Maguire was. Well, we've seen what Maguire's been on for the past however long. It explains itself. De Gea, his first mistake, and that second mistake is his too. He's got to wear that. It's not Eriksen, it's him. Eriksen made the run. It don't mean you have to play him. You can see that there's a guy breathing down his neck. And if you are going to play that, if you look at it closely, he played it to the right-hand side where the guy is breathing down his neck. The left-hand side, Eriksen's good enough to turn out and get out of there. Exactly. If you play it safe side or to the proper side where there's space, then that doesn't happen. But you give a hospital ball and there's nothing you saw what Eriksen's reaction was when that ball got played. When the ball went in.
It was mad.
Bro, seriously. If you're going to play that, you play it to the other side where you know that where Eriksen can check his shoulder, he's more than good enough to turn out, spin Jensen, whoever that is, and United out of a difficult situation.
Yeah. If he'd done it on that side, especially with pace on it, then even if the guy wanted to get around Eriksen, it would have been a foul.
Yeah,
so
or just half turn. You don't even need to touch it. Eriksen's that good, he can dummy and be gone.
Exactly. You don't even need to touch it because the guy would already have oversold. But don't you think, Jeff, that when you watch his first two games, with everything that I've heard of Ten Hag and when I've watched Ajax, don't you think that the passing angles that I'm still not seeing enough new passing angles that United play? It's still very much. It seems to me way too reliant on that number 6 position to be the guy I'm going to create everything from here. I'm going to create the passing angles for the team. And it just seems to me, I would expect to see way more stuff.
It's 2 games. So in the Brighton game, there were small little passages here and there. This game, you don't even get a chance to see what the instructions are. There's one horror error at the start, 10 minutes in. And then from there, United's heads just went. They didn't even look like they wanted to play anymore. So I can't even put blame on Ten Hag yet. Don't get me wrong, man. Playing Fred and McTominay, whilst it's not a good thing and you shouldn't do it, I don't even know what your option is. You're gonna play Van der Beek, Eriksen, and Fernandes? We already seen
they've given up on Van der Beek,
Yeah, so
already.
That's what it is. But Fernandes and Eriksen playing with 2 8s, or in effect 2 8s. So Eriksen was DM for a bit, but playing with 2 8s in this particular team with that as your base isn't gonna work. So whilst it's not a good thing, it's also a good thing because they're hanging themselves. Fred and McTominay you kind of got this is your audition, your second or third audition, might I add. So you should really be putting your best foot forward. You just continue to show that you're not levels. So if anything, this should push towards the end of the window that they should go and get a DM. Like I can't blame Ten Hag yet. Like
No.
It's 2 games.
The question is this though, Jeff. Yeah. You're a player who's available or not even available, still in contract. Man United come for you right now.
Yeah.
In the state that they are in. What is the likelihood that that player is going to say yes? That they're going to be able to get a player that is decent enough to help fill that void? I mean, their problems are bigger than just a DM, but let's just say they say, look, we're going for a DM. Who's going to say yes?
Money talks. But that brings us to the main problem. It's the owners and it's their structure from the top. Like in most of these clubs that we name, like Arsenal as well, the structure from top transcends to the pitch. Like when Arsenal were going through it, well, we're kind of only just getting out the other side now, but 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when we looked like we really looked like we were going through it. You see the Bentleys, you see the Scalacci's, you see whoever. It all starts from the top. Like in terms of what they have plenty of money. But what's been put in, like, don't get me wrong, they put in money before, but it shouldn't stop because that failed. You still need to put some money in because one DM isn't going to solve your problems. You need more than that. Like you said, Rash. You do need the one DM helps. It helps a lot because having a player who can actually turn on the ball successfully helps. Like having Fred and McTominay at your base, like we saw Fred last week. They tried to play like a triangle out from the back. He just flicked it to Trossard comfortably. Like, and then got clapped because he made a slide tackle afterwards. He's like, no. Like, if you're good enough footballer, you can turn out and you can spin. So that's one thing they need to do. But this mentality thing, all right, put it this way because I'm gonna have to go in a minute. But put it this way, in terms of the mentality, don't be surprised if a lot of those players are gone by the end of next season. Because even like the Rashford, we've seen the links with PSG. If he doesn't buck up his ideas, I like Rashford. I still think he's a good player. But if you don't buck up your ideas, you're going to need new scenery. You're going to be gone. Ronaldo, he's made it very, very clear about what he wants to do. He also has very, very high standards that the team aren't used to having. So that's another reason why you hear reports that he's sitting by himself and all kinds of stuff.
And it's funny how all these reports come out now. They always need a scapegoat.
Yeah, but it works both. It works great for both because Ronaldo wants to leave, and United need the scapegoat, so that covers up your issues. And just before I leave, I got my final point. Maguire, De Gea went and did that interview. Why is the captain not by his side?
I mean, listen, Jeff is spitting there, and I can't lie. We're probably gonna segue onto that just with Jalil and Rash onto the United who they should keep or sell, but. Let's just give a big shout out to Jeff, man. Big up, Jeff. We'll catch you soon, bro, for the next show, innit? But big you up, my guy.
Yeah, so guys, I'll be logged on when I'm on the move.
Say no more, my guy. Take care, Jeff. Let me read out a couple of the comments, and then I'll come to you to the. CJ saying Arsenal was missing a few players due to COVID and injury. Only players they are missing is Martial and Varane, who wouldn't have started anyway. I think Martial might have started, but it wouldn't have made no difference. United should sell everyone other than Sancho and players that the manager has brought in. The problem with selling the players is who really wants them and how much are you really going to get for them. Yeah. And big up my guy, AL. Shout out my guy saying, shout out RBT getting me through these reps and sets. Come on, man. Doing that work, bro. Come on. But yeah, man, let's do a quick United, in terms of who they should keep, who they should sell. Like if we were to, and let's think about this long term, not just immediate. In the next, let's just say Jadil, so let's give it a couple of years, whether these guys should still be at the club in 2 years' time. All right. So I'll start with De Gea. My opinion is no, he shouldn't be there in 2 years. So I'll come to you next player, Jalil. Dallo.
No.
Rash. Varane.
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I agree.
I'll do Martinez. I will still say yeah. I think maybe as a left back, where I think Arteta wanted to play him, or DM. So then, Julio, I'll give you Maguire.
No, he should have never touched United. Just be real. Quality
Yeah,
wise, no.
yep. Rash Lindelof.
No.
Yeah, he should be gone. Luke Shaw for me should be gone in 2 years. Fred, Julio.
Fred for backup, yes, cup games and stuff. But like when everyone gets tired, weak and stuff, he's a workhorse, isn't it? He's not the best, but he brings something different to the table. He shouldn't start though, so I'm gonna say yes.
So you'll keep him as a squad player.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Rash, McTominay.
No.
Yeah, he's right. Van der Beek. Tricky one. I might have to say no. I might just have to say no because
There's
after a
something
while,
going on over there with that
yeah,
guy.
after a while, if 3 managers ain't playing you, or 4, like something's not right. Especially a guy that knows you like Ten Hag. You'd have thought would have given him a chance straight away. And yeah, I'm gonna say no. Jalil Bruno Fernandes.
No, for me, I was gonna say this, and I wanted to say this. He's the reason why United's flopping. For the reasons like Ten Hag comes in to play possession football. He's not a possession kind of player. He gives it away all the time. Now, if you put someone else there, I don't know, and then you had Eriksen playing his position, there'll be a lot more threat. They might have got 1 or 2. They wouldn't have won. No way would they've won. They've got a goal 100%. He loses the ball all the time. He needed to go last season. I don't know why they got him. I don't know why United fans got excited about. I would love to know what it was about Fernandes that got you excited, other than the stats he gets.
Yeah.
He's not stats now. So what else? What's he used for? So yeah, he's definitely.
I've been screaming it for time.
Yeah.
Trash.
To be fair, I think I'll honestly say I think me and you, Rash, were one of the earliest ones to say, even when he was in the middle of banging all his stats, and we were getting abused for it, saying, "Nah, you men are mad." That we were saying, "Bro, I'm telling you, look beneath the surface, you'll see
Watch
about
that
this
boy
guy.
play. Yeah, watch that boy play.
Watch him play.
Trash.
What are you saying about Sancho, Rash? 2 years time. What are you saying about Jaden?
Yeah, keep that boy, man. He's got bags of potential. We know what he can do. There's something about that club that's toxic, that suppresses players and makes them be shit. And when we know them to be great, you know what I'm trying to say? Change the atmosphere, change the people that are around him, and we'll probably see something better. But just to touch on Sancho, I mean, Jeff highlighted about having a good player behind him, you know what I mean, and these sort of things. And look, I don't buy that. You know, I won't
Yeah,
say spoiler, but I don't buy that. And the reason why I don't buy that is because we saw Sancho at Dortmund. A lot of the time, he would hang about towards the mid part of the pitch, and he was the outlet guy. And he'll get the ball and he'll bring the ball all the way up, and he'll either take it all the way up and score by himself, or take it all the way up, pass it, get the ball back and score. Yeah, he wasn't a guy that relied on an overlap. Do you know what I'm
nah,
trying to say? He wasn't a guy that relied in build-up play with the guy that is just behind him at all. Yeah, he was a guy that picked up things from the middle part of the park, bring it to the end of the park, and either go for goal himself or do a quick 1-2 or something like that with the other forward players and then bang in the goal. It wasn't a build-up between him and his right back that was behind him. I didn't see that in his play. So I don't even think a good defensive right back would help his play at the moment, and I don't think a good overlapping right back would help his play at the moment as well. I think right now the atmosphere and the personalities around him and the what's going on in the change room is toxic. I think he's probably not mingling with people as he probably was beforehand. He's not getting the right sort of what's the word, influence around him. I just think he's seeing it as a sinking ship, and as long as he's getting paid, he's cool to just ride the boat. I think if he had different people around him, we'll see that better Sancho again.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of that I agree with, and I just think, have we really got to the point with wingers? And this is not to say that what Jeff said is wrong, but have we really got to the point with wingers where we're now saying wingers are not playing well because of their right back? Like, is that really where we've got to? Like, I think the Sancho thing, there's an element where he's not on forward watch, but like we've got to start to see way more like about him. Like you said, that freedom that he moves around with at Dortmund, carrying the ball, he just seems so half-hearted everything he does. Like, there was one time Brentford have a throw on. I watched the left back of Brentford sprint past him and then get the chance to cross, and then Sancho is still all the way back there jogging. That's nothing to do with, like, that's just you being like, hey, we're losing, ain't getting any better, man. Whatever, it is what it is. And I'm not saying I'm like we ain't all been there, like we've been there. I'm just like, when you're the £72 million man, and I don't want to bring up the fees, but hey, they did with Pepe, they do it with Havertz. All these men get trolled. I feel like the Sancho one, it needs to be kept an eye on. I'm not saying they should bin him. I agree with you, Rash. I think in 2 years, if he's not there, something's gone majorly wrong.
But he is being heavily protected at the moment because
I do think
people don't want to say anything about Sancho. One,
but he's mandem, innit?
Because he's mandem. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And he went aboard, do you know what I mean? And
I hear it.
He done his thing. He went aboard and he done his thing. And do you know what I'm trying to say? You just want to back him. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, you just got to look at those performances. And when we was having those debates of Sancho, Saka, Sancho, these, and when Rash was saying things like, I think Saka's better, and everyone was like, yo, you're out of your mind and stuff like that. You've got to understand mentality is one of the biggest part of football. If not 75% of football, it is split between mentality and heart. The rest, 25% of it is your ability. You can have 75% ability, but if you've only got 5% mentality and heart, you're not making it as a baller at all. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But the other way around, you get me? But the other way around, you definitely can. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a big mentality issue going on over there, and something needs to be done. But
100% well said. Let me read out some of the comments. We still have 11 people in the building, which is fantastic. Everyone smash the likes and subscribe to RBT. Big up our guy Mud. Hope you're well, my guy. Saying Man United is a club full of non-professionals. No good player will succeed there at the moment. They don't do the basics. Awful club. Sancho should leave as it's not going to be a quick fix there. Very true. CJ saying, I think the toxic environment surrounding for Sancho is a major factor, but I swear he's got like 3 goals and 3 assists in the league since he joined. If that's true, questions need to be asked of him. Yeah, and that is true. I think he does have 3 goals, 3 assists, and we're no one on RBT is a stat merchant, but we don't ignore stats either. And if you're not performing, you're not giving out stats, then what are you doing? At least Bruno Fernandes, he frauded his way for a year with stats. As soon as that died, he died. But at least he was frauding his way with something.
Yeah,
so
he convinced people.
I mean? Yeah. So, and I was even having a discussion yesterday at Football Jalil after you left, and I had a couple of Arsenal guys saying they would still take Bruno Fernandes over Odegaard for Arsenal right now, which I don't get. Over Odegaard.
Do you know say their names?
I'm not gonna say their name, innit? They know who they are if they watch this. They know who they are. But
probably the same type of guys that say we shouldn't have sold Aubameyang.
Yeah.
I didn't ask that question.
I'll say this. I think that comes through because we live in a moment. Odegaard hasn't been having his best 2 games, but you got to remember it's the start of the season. He hasn't been shit. He hasn't been great. He's been an average 6, not a 7 because he hasn't got no assists. He hasn't really doing it. But he's been an average 6, and I'm happy with that. I'd rather have that over losing our possession because we play good possession ball. Odegaard's a possession player. He gets it, give it back to me. I'm open again. Bruno, I got it. Who's making a run? Oh, you're making a half run. I'm gonna flick it. It might get you 50-50. Oh, the ball looks sick, but don't get to my man. What's up? Why would I want someone like that?
And
Even
that's
his
the thing.
touch is so dangerous these days, man. His touch is getting him fouled.
Yes.
It's getting him fouled.
And this is the thing. This is the thing with Bruno. Bruno's not really very press resistant, and his awareness is not the best. Odegaard might not be able to dribble. I'm not saying Odegaard can't dribble because he can. I'm just saying Odegaard's awareness is so good that there's times where he's getting pressed. All he needs is one touch, like one move the other day that Arsenal did, which was a brilliant move where I think Jesus should have got his hat-trick the first time. Someone played it to Odegaard. He did a flick straight away onto Jesus. Took 2 men out, allowed Jesus to do the 1-2 with Martinelli. Those are the simple things that Odegaard does. And again, I think what people confuse is that they feel like every player on the pitch, every single man of the 11, has to be a 9 out of 10 every game. No, it's fine to have 5 or 6 man playing at a good solid 7 level, a couple men on 8, and then someone might be on a 9. That's fine, but this idea that everyone has to be an 8 all the time, it's never happened. It's never happened. And the few days it does, that's when you get teams getting slapped. When everyone is at top level. So I think, I've seen a few people talk about Odegaard. I think they just need to calm down and realize what he does for the team. But
2 games, man. 2 games.
Yeah. Football is a team game. Doesn't matter what names they have. Nobody can perform in an environment like that when failure is rewarded. Maguire captain, Bruno new contract recently for what? 100%. They don't look in the mirror. I feel sorry for whoever joins them. And this is the thing. Big up Shane in the building. Hope you're good, my guy. Saying Bruno has lost it. And AL saying, can any United player get into a top 6 team right now?
Ronaldo could.
Off recent form. Or we've just got off what we think good ability in that.
Let's be honest. I don't think Ronaldo starts for any team, maybe outside Chelsea. And maybe Chelsea's front 3 is going to be what kills them this season because they actually played very well yesterday against Spurs.
They impressed me, but I'll tell you that.
They were impressive. I really like Koulibaly, Cucurella, really good. But that front 3, and this is where maybe we can transition onto Arsenal from talking about United because like Arsenal beating Leicester 4-2 and like it was a very good performance from Arsenal. Leicester are still a good team. You can still see that they've got good players. But I think obviously we have to talk about Gabriel Jesus because like his performance, it was one of those ones, and I haven't felt this for a while with an Arsenal player, where when a player is subbed off, you're kind of upset because you're like, damn, I wanted to see you still playing. And that's how good I thought he was. And I'll be upfront and say, I think I said it when we were doing our studio shows during the summer. I was saying, when I first heard we were getting Jesus, I wasn't convinced about it. I was like, does he score enough goals, even though he does all the other stuff? But so far, it looks like he needed to be that main man, which I think Rash, you said during our shows during the summer for Gabriel Jesus, that could be what he needs. But Jalil, like, talk about him because I genuinely thought he was close to 10 out of 10. He missed a couple chances, which maybe gives a 9, but I genuinely thought he was fantastic. What did you think of him and even the whole performance? Because even Zinchenko, again, I thought he was brilliant as well.
Man, it was hard, man. I don't think it was a 10 out of 10 performance. It wasn't far off. I think when it comes to levels, I put maybe 3 players who played their socks off. I'm just trying to. I'll say 4 players that played their socks off. Yes.
Okay, for Arsenal.
Yeah. Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli. Yeah. He won the ball that scored him the goal. He won a few balls, bro. This guy's an animal.
Great finish as well.
Score from his left foot. Do me a favor. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Saka.
You know what? I'm glad you said it.
I'm like, what?
The game. I genuinely thought that's one of the best games I've seen him play for Arsenal.
That's his best game. That's his best game.
I genuinely thought he was fantastic.
But I don't know what it is. So it's like Arteta said, "Oh, you don't have to defend the ball. All right, cool. I can beat myself now." But I'm like, what the fuck?
Slow pace.
Did you see the run she was making?
Oh, brilliant runs. No, he was generally no cap. He was fantastic. I can't believe I'm saying it. He was fantastic.
If he can keep it up, wait, I don't know what's going to happen with Arsenal, but we could be seeing something new. But yeah, I'll say this: he doesn't do it for Switzerland, so I didn't understand where it came from. Playing that more advanced role in terms of being more box to box because you got Partey to cover you. So I was quite confused seeing him making them run, and I was thinking he's gonna flop it, and he just made everything work, and it was weird. So maybe playing a bit advanced. This is one of the guys I'm gonna put in the high level. Work their socks off that game, but maybe playing a more advanced where you don't have to defend or track back that much because you got cover. It could work for him, and I can see why he's Mikel done it. He's kind of copied Pep with that Gundogan effect, where Gundogan could do that if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think he's trying to do that with him. It's working, so let's see how it goes. But against the bigger teams, we kind of have to, like against Liverpool. Your Chelsea's, your Spurs, and your Cities, he kind of has to be a bit more defensive because they're more attacking than we are. We've got to be honest there. And Saliba again, man. Saliba, that header didn't phase him. Normally, when you score an own goal, we know what time it is. He's done for the whole game. He ain't gonna come back from that. You're thinking, oh, we won, but I scored on goal. We still went on to score. We still went on to score 4-2. The team, it shows a big difference. The team has done their job. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, going back, just I was wanting to big up them for because obviously the other guys, they've done their job, but they went up to par. I say that to say this. Jesus, outstanding. I was glad he didn't get a hat-trick. If he would have got a hat-trick, I would have got his shirt, a shirt tomorrow with his name printed up behind it. He was exceptional, man. It was amazing. His work rate off the ball, coming in deep to get the ball. It's not like he wasn't getting any touches. Who told you to come that deep? He got the ball, and you see that play where we're playing it about, we're popping it about, and then crossed it in, and then someone handballed it, and that he started from back down there. He didn't need to. It shows that there's a lot of fight in the kid. And I go back to say this, what I said about Haaland when Haaland scored 2 goals last week. Jesus, he wants it more. And if you're a football player, you understand what that means. Going for 50-50, when someone was at 50-50, you go, he wanted it more. That's Jesus. I'm not going to say him anymore. I'm very happy with the performance. I'm looking forward to seeing him again the next game. And I'm happy that we have a player that wants it more. That's all I've got to say, man.
Yeah, no, well said. And obviously, there's some comments coming through right now saying Saka was doing them Rodri runs. And Rodri got us with last season at the Emirates. Yeah, that last-minute winner that he got. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal played like Klopp's earlier LFC. Fast play, end-to-end game, scoring loss for old school, succeeding more than you'd want. High tempo but less control. Yeah, that's a great point as well. Even though the second goal, I think if we're being honest, Ramsdale should be saving that. He's one we have to keep an eye on because he's been playing below par for a few months going back to the end of last season, Ramsdale. So he might be one to watch. Bruno over Odegaard, was they smoking? Arteta would never allow it. Bruno's a crybaby.
Yeah, facts. We don't know Mona's bad toxic for the change room, but we don't know Mona's.
Jesus' class reminds me of a mix of Alexis Sanchez and Ian Wright. That's a heavy statement from CJ.
But I see it. I see what you mean. I see what you mean, bruv. Yeah. That person who's in the box in the right place all the time, who can hit the ball from all angles, but has that fight and that bite like Sanchez did. Wants to go for every single challenge, wants to go for everything. You know what I mean? The goal is his only thing in his mind. Even there was a time when he got the ball and he took it past a couple players and he could have squared it to Saka, but he decided to shoot as well. That type of selfishness is very Sanchez, very righty type of style of play.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And Rash, like if you think about Jesus that game, right? He was linking up the play. He was like going out wide, showing his skills. He was getting the chances. He was getting the shots off. Remember that play where Ramsdale kicked it mad long? He controlled with his head and bodied Evans out of the way, rolled him. Like he's stronger than he looks as well. Like I genuinely think like if sometimes we complain about some strikers just get goals and don't do anything else, and they complain, what more do you want to see? That's the type of thing that we used to see more often from strikers back in the day. Them all around performances where even if Jesus hadn't scored, Johnny Evans would have known at the end of that game. That was a game.
Yeah.
So that's what we mean by complete performances. Before I get to Rash, Shane saying it's all good playing well against small teams, but we have seen time and time again Arsenal crumble when it matters most. I still don't believe Arsenal have turned the corner yet, and that's a very fair point, Shane. When you say turn the corner yet, in respect to you think getting to the top four, or because obviously there's some people getting carried away talking about potentially more. So in terms of what respect would you say? Everyone wants a classic striker again. Haaland, Nunes, Jesus, Chelsea 1-9 still. Yeah. Even though it's true. Even though I think as all around footballer, Jesus is better than Nunes, if I'm being honest. As an all around footballer, whether Nunes gets more goals, that might happen. All around footballer, probably I'd say Jesus, but again, it's early. What would you man like to see Arsenal for the rest of the window? We'll probably touch on this on a separate show because that is a good question. Next few games for Arsenal: Bournemouth, Fulham, Villa, United, Everton, Brentford.
How many games is that? How many games is that?
Huh?
How many games?
That's 5 games before Spurs and Liverpool. Okay.
So that's a taking off 15 points, right? I expect 12. I expect 1 loss, and that's Liverpool because I think they're
No, that's before Liverpool. That's
Before Liverpool.
Oh, that's before Liverpool.
We're talking just Bournemouth, Fulham, Villa, United, and Everton and Brentford. 6 games.
6 games. So that's okay. How many points do I like? That's 8. I expect 15 points. Couple draws in there, maybe.
15. Okay, yeah. I can't lie. 15. Yeah, 15. 15 is fair, I think. 15 is fair. If Arsenal get that, that's what? 21 points out of 24 for the start of I mean, boy, that's good. But yeah, Rash, man, like I guess on the game, like Jesus, even Saliba had his own goal, but like Jalil said, he got his own goal and was like, it is what it is, and just bounced back from it in style. So yeah, man, I guess what did you make of the game? Like, what really stood out for you? What were you most happy with?
Look, I think Arsenal were great going forward. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I think their style of football has really picked up again. The way that they seem to be in tune with each other, and the way that they seem to be just clicking as a team. It's like they know what each other are about. They know where each other are going to be. Um, the only person who I believe had an issue with finding players and passes was going a bit wayward was Partey. Oh man, he had a bad
Yes.
performance for me. I think he was the
Yes.
worst player on the actual pitch. Um, I don't know what was wrong with him. I mean, okay, yeah, he got in between a few balls. Do you know what I mean? To break up some of the play of Leicester. However, when it was hit down to his distribution, I'm talking about to people that are very close to him.
Oh, his passing was
His
dreadful.
passing was awful. So he had a very off game. But nonetheless, let's speak about the positives. Jesus, obviously, he played amazing, and I would have said if he didn't get the 2 goals and the assist, I would have said Martinelli deserved to be man of the match because he put in so much work. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He put in so much work. He was about the pitch. He deserved his goal. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't put in performance like that and not really get the icing on the cake. Do you know what I mean? Which is a nice little goal for yourself because he was starting up plays, he was breaking up plays, he was putting in tackles. Like sometimes I was even, well, who was that? It's Martinelli. What's he doing back there? You know, what's he doing back there? Do you know what I mean? Like he was really putting himself about. And that type of energy is infectious. And to have someone like him and someone like Jesus on the pitch who have that high energy, that high intensity play where they don't mind getting out of breath, putting in work for their team. You can just see it rubbing off on the other players. They're making Saka look a bit quiet. Do you know what I mean? Which is what we've been saying he actually needs. We're too reliant on Saka. He's a young buck. Why are we resting all this weight on his shoulders? We like Arsenal are crap for that. The fact that they are resting their victories on the backs of a young Saka. And now he finally can actually chill. He doesn't have to always be the best person in the game. He doesn't have to be the one who carries the weight, who brings Arsenal forward, who drags us by the collar to victory. it's not all on him anymore, to the point where out of the front three, he is the lowest out of the front three at the moment in regards to performance,
Yep.
goals, assists. And that's not saying that he's no good. It's just saying that finally he's got people alongside him that are putting in that mad work, and that's you can't be anything other than happy. But with seeing that, Odegaard had a good game. It wasn't his best game again. I still think we haven't seen the best of him this season. It's 2 games in though, but at the same time, it was a good game. It wasn't a poor game at all. Do you know what I mean? And I like his connection with the front three players. They have a great understanding. Do you know what I mean? His first time football, passing and moving, knowing what areas people are going to be running into. It's essential. I think Saka, as you said, he played amazing, and that in the same conversation, in the same sentence, is usually an oxymoron. How can Xhaka play amazing? Well, he is playing amazing, and it's the, for a better phrase, it's the Arteta effect. Arteta's looked at him and said, I know what your strengths are and I know what your weaknesses are. I'm going to constantly play to your strengths. That boy Xhaka doesn't tackle. He doesn't tackle. He guards. He tracks back. He doesn't tackle. He shadows. He jockeys.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
tackle. Do you
Yes.
understand? I've seen it. I was watching his play. I was thinking, nah, what's going on? I need to see what's changed about him. And that's one of the things. Going back, he doesn't put in a foot no more. He doesn't do it. He'll just make it awkward for a pass to be made. And he breaks up the play that way. He gets in between him and another player and he gets the ball like that. And when he gets the ball, he don't panic. The ball's at his feet. He seems to know what to do with it now. He even take on a couple players. Do you know what I mean? I saw him nut someone the other day. I was like, yo, didn't know you had it in you. Do you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay. So I think whatever Arteta's doing in regards to positioning, telling him what the style of play that he needs to do, and the responsibility that he needs to carry when he's on the pitch, it's doing good because he's in love with the club again. You can see it in his style of play. He's bringing about a Xhaka that I don't think none of us have ever seen before. Do we need someone else in the midfield? Yes, we do. Is he top quality? No, he ain't. Are we getting a great are we getting a great show of what he can and his ability? Yes, we are. And you got to appreciate that, and you got to give flowers when they need to be given. Do you know what I mean? And for him to turn that corner and to bring out these types of displays, and it's only 2 games in, but I am happy with the Xhaka that I'm seeing, and if we can get this type of Xhaka for the rest of the season, I wouldn't even mind him staying. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Staying in the team, getting another player to compete for the position, but him staying, putting off those performances, I'm happy. It was good to see Emil Smith Rowe come back on the pitch as well. When he did come on, um, I see that, to me, Arsenal conceded 1 goal. Yeah, because the Saliba thing, okay, there was a little bit of pressure from Vardy, but it was just a misplaced header. It- if it went into the keeper's hand, we would have said great defending. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They weren't on top of us. It wasn't like we was under mad pressure, and that's why it happened. He did the smart thing, which was header it back to the keeper. Positioning was just a little bit off. As Jalil said, he didn't let him make his head drop. He still continued and had a strong game as well. Gabriel is playing good alongside him as well. Ben White, he played well up until he had to come off. You know what I mean? Tommy came in and showed that he's Tommy. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't matter. He comes, this is the job I do. I'm here to do this job, and that's that. Didn't get beaten, was part of the attacking play, and made the defense solid again. And Zinchenko, the boy is like, for all the critics, yeah, that was laughing at that buy and saying that he's pants and he's rubbish. Not only first thing am I going to say is look at your squad, but second of all, I'm also going to say, because we know who was saying those things. Yeah, we know who was saying that Zinchenko is trash. Da, 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 da. Yeah, maybe it was to do with rivalry or whatever, but yeah, they was really saying Zinchenko was not levels, and he's showing that when he's on the ball, when he's part of the attack, when he's part of the build-up play, and even some points in defence is very good. Again, his positioning is questionable. I think a lot of the time when Leicester did come down the right-hand side, it was the gaps that he was leaving,
Yeah.
the overlaps that he wasn't tracking. He definitely needs to get on top of that, because against teams where he's got to play against a Salah or something like that, and not what's the boy who scored for Leicester again? Morrison.
Madison.
Huh?
Madison.
Madison. Yeah, he's going to give him more trouble than that, and stuff like that. So, well, at the same time, look, I think overall it was a good performance from Arsenal. It was crap that we conceded the 2 goals, but to have the mentality that, okay, we're going to wipe that out immediately. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like it didn't happen. I think that's something that we haven't possessed in a long time. I mean, and I'm talking a long time. I'm talking about on days when we will go down and I would still think that we're going to win. Do you know what I mean? And where the players actually think, you know what, okay, we went down, let's bang another one. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that mentality for a long time, man. And it's just really good to see. I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans on my travels over the weekend, and they're like, happy time to be alive and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, chill, it's 2 games in, it's all good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's nice to see. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's very nice to see. And I think the key word that I'm going to use in regards to Arsenal is progress. It's progress.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think anyone who watches Arsenal can definitely see the progress, the signs. The club is moving forward on and off the pitch, which is positive. It's what you want to see from clubs go through difficult moments like Arsenal did for many years. Arsenal fans definitely held their fair share of banter, even amongst themselves. So it's good that they're kind of starting to come out on the other side. Shane's saying, I think Martin Eddie is top draw. I like his movement and energy. Yeah, his movement is fantastic. His movement and energy are fantastic. Um, he still has aspects of his game that he needs to improve, maybe as a link player, but he's 21, so you're not going to be the perfect package at that age. AO saying Rash is spawn about Shaka. Arsenal fans always wanted him to be a CDM. He was never that. Whether he is good enough or not is another question. I think we can all still say that Shaka's probably not good enough to be a starter if we're like aiming for the top trophies, but to have him as a squad player, it's fine. It's no problem if you see Shaka coming on to do a job or starting maybe against the lower end teams. He can do that. He can do that job fine. The whole left hand side was amazing. CJ says Zinchenko was great as well. Thank you, Man City. About time they returned the favor after we gave them all those players a few years back.
That's
I
right. We
think
gave them like
especially
6 players, man.
we gave them 6 players. I gave them the boost, but yeah, man, Zinchenko was brilliant. Zinchenko was brilliant, to be honest. What are your preferred fullback combinations? Zinchenko, Tierney, Tomiyasu, and White. Oh, okay, Jado, I'll go with you first. Right back and left back.
Yeah, I'll keep it the same. I'll spend the season. Why? The only reason why, I know everyone wants Tomiyasu back and everything, but the only thing for me is I know it's the first season, so I'm not going to criticize him too much. But he got found out. Was that due to injuries or was that due to him not getting a lot of playing time?
Many injuries, yeah.
Injuries maybe, but he got found out, which I didn't like to see. I guess it's the smaller clubs like United done very well, but you know, yeah, I mean, cool. Yeah, it's all about the big clubs. So until I see that, at the moment, I'm going to keep it Zinchenko and White. Tierney injury prone. If you can stay solid, then get Tierney back in, and then you give the manager a headache. You got 2 people to fight. Who wouldn't want that? But yeah, if you can ask me, Zinchenko and White at the moment for me.
Yeah, cool. And Rash?
I think in regards to the strategy, what seems to be the strategy from Arteta right now is to get out the blocks running as fast as possible and get the other defense on the back foot and score goals quickly. First half, second half, and second half. It has to be with Zinchenko on the pitch and also with White on the pitch, because those are the ones who are better in regards to passing the ball up in the final third. But that still doesn't change the fact that Tierney is a better all-round defender and a fullback than all of them. Like every single one of those ones who are on that list, Tierney's the best out of all of them. And when he comes on, what he does, it brings a calming to the team when the other teams are kind of on their fight back, when it looks a bit worrying, you bring on Tierney, and then the ship is steady again, because that boy is an all-round good footballer in every department. But yeah, I would keep it as it is at the first half of the game, up to 60 minutes, and then afterwards make those transitions by bringing on Tierney and Tomiyasu, just to make the back four a bit more solid to see out the games.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say for now it's not broken. You know those saying goes: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if it's looking all right at the moment, keep it as it is. We see already how important Zinchenko is to Arsenal, the possession type football that Arsenal are trying to play now. So yeah, I think it makes sense to keep it as it is. But listen, people, smash the likes. I know the Liverpool game kicks off in about 1 minute. But I just wanted us to quickly round it off before we select our man and fool of the weekend. Obviously, we started off talking about the Chelsea Spurs game and the refereeing, and then United and Arsenal. I guess just a couple of quick points I just wanted your thoughts on, guys. First of all, Haaland, 2 passes in 90 minutes, 8 touches. What are we saying?
Happens sometimes, man.
Yeah. Obviously, when Lukaku did it last year, but the energy for him was hot. I just think, yeah, it's interesting. Haaland, 2 passes in 90 minutes. I think it's a bit mad. But
One was an assist, though. Yeah,
one was an assist. It's crazy. Imagine, one was an assist, the other was from kickoff. So it's like you actually only completed 1 pass in 90 minutes, and that's set up a goal. And yeah, that's that. I think that's an insane stat. But we'll see. And then the other one is just Mbappe. Don't know if you guys saw the video of him. You know, they're on the counter attack. The ball gets played to Messi instead of him. Man says, you know what, forget this. I'm going to strop and stand still while my team is attacking. They even could have scored from that if he actually continued to make the run. And then he misses a penalty. Not sure why he took it in the first place. Must be in his new contract. They get another one. Neymar's got the ball. Mbappe's calling for the ball. Bumps into Messi. Messi screws him like, what's this guy on? He goes to chat to Neymar like, yo, give me the pen again. Neymar's like, big man, you shouldn't have been taking the first one. Get out of my face. And then Neymar slots it away. What are we saying for Mbappe though, man? What's going on with that attitude? What are you saying?
I didn't even see it, so I can't really comment on it.
You ain't seen it? Oh,
Okay.
That's why it's entertaining to me. That's why I'm like, what the
the videos are bad still. The videos are bad.
It's bad.
You saw them, innit?
Yeah, I saw them all. as well. And I also heard there was a bit of a scrap in the changing room afterwards.
Yes,
between
Neymar and Mbappe
Neymar
apparently going up
too.
scrap, yeah.
Yeah, people had to separate them from each other. But yeah, definitely the power's got to his head, which can happen. Do you know what I'm trying to say? When you're given so much power, you either use your powers for good, or it gets to your head and it ends up being for evil. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it's clear to see that he's got some sort of issues. I mean, he's a young man, and not only is he a young man earning big bucks, but he's a young man with power as well.
Yeah.
Where he has a say so in certain things. Before, when he was the young boy, the young guy coming up who looked up to certain guys, now he's the guy who's got the say over them and saying, "Hey, I want this guy out of the squad." So of course it's going to get to your head if you don't have the right sort of elements in the get go. If you haven't got the right foundation, maybe the right upbringing. Do you know what I mean? You've got a few frustrations in life. When you do have a bit of power, you're going to use it wrong. Do you know what I mean? And you know, as it also shows a lot about his character. You know, we were saying that he had a problem with issues with mentality as well before he got this power. Do you know what I mean? From the Euros and the World Cup and stuff like that, we were saying these things. So I think it's, to be honest, I can't describe it any other way than atrocious. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't be in the attacking because you didn't get the ball. You throw your hands up and stop and walk away and so like that's just disgusting. Like you don't.
I'll be honest, man, I've hardly ever seen that in my life.
You want to know where I've seen it?
Where?
The under nines.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, when my son used to kick ball under nines and under tens and stuff like that, I saw kids do that. Oh, they didn't give me the ball. I see that there. Do you know what I mean? I haven't never seen that in proper
Professional, top
yeah
level.
Like I've seen it. Okay, when they're up in the attack and they're all up and he didn't get the ball and it goes wide, then he's angry. I was here. Why you pass me the ball? But not in the build up. I haven't seen nothing like that. As someone needs to have a word, like a real word. Do you know what I mean?
ASAP.
An older Henri, put your arm around my man and say, "Yo," do you know what I mean?
Good
Nicolas
shout.
Anelka, somebody who's been there before, who's had maybe some sort of turmoil or someone who he's gonna respect. Put your arm around that kid, bro, because if you don't, he's gonna turn into a villain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people ain't gonna like him. And Real Madrid doing their best to get Spain to hate him. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, 100%.
With what's coming, and he ain't doing anything to help himself. You miss a penalty, big bro wants to take the penalty now. Don't do what you did. You didn't even come over and celebrate with him. You know what I mean? You don't go on whether he barged Messi or not on purpose. I don't know. He didn't look at him. But when you do barge a man, you look. Oh, my bad. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But he didn't give a damn.
He didn't even do that.
Nah, it's just it's not good to see, and I don't like speaking bad about the ambassador. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But got to call a spade, and well, at the minute he's acting out of pocket. He
100%.
needs an arm around the shoulder just to be brought back into his show.
Yeah. That Henri shout is actually a fantastic one. Obviously, it may be that just the owners of PSG do it themselves. I mean, hard to once you've given them so much power. But I mean, honestly, like you said, I think the right word is disgusting and probably pathetic. Like to legit stop in the build-up play just because you didn't get it wasn't even an obvious pass into him.
Exactly. And it was at the halfway line. He just
the
went to
halfway
he went
line.
to the easier route. There was more of a space for him to run
It to
into.
Messi.
Yeah,
He passed it to Messi. I'll be
exactly.
real.
Of all
9 times
people,
out
it's
of 10,
Messi.
if I'm running and I've got Messi on my right and Mbappe left, I'm giving it to Messi.
Yeah, because I don't care. Messi can carry the ball.
Yeah, better than Mbappe. Oh yeah. There's so much wrong with what he did that game that he needs, like you said, Henri might need to call him and say, yo, you need to pattern up quick because you don't want to get that villain attitude in football because it's hard to get rid of once you have it.
Yeah.
And AL saying I've seen Ronaldo do that. I can't even lie. I've seen Ronaldo shower his teammates for his armbar, but I haven't seen Ronaldo stop during a break. Ronaldo will stop once he knows the attack is over and then kill you, but not stop while the attack is going on. That's a different
and then where
level.
the ball went, who should have been there? Who should have been there?
That's what I'm saying. It was just mad. Obviously, Jalil, you have to watch it and see you saying this is exactly why I wanted him to leave PSG. It's just a mess attitude-wise over there. Imagine acting like that in a team with Neymar and Messi. We'd kill to be playing alongside them. Exactly. And that's the best comment to round it up from. Obviously, 10 people still in the building. Appreciate you all. Smash the like, subscribe to RBT. We're going to end it with the man and fraud of the weekend, as always. So, Jalil, who is your man of the... In fact, after what happened with Graeme Souness, should we even call him man of the weekend anymore?
Are we allowed? Are we allowed to call this man of the weekend?
But who are we speaking about right now?
Well, who knows?
I mean, we talk about men, innit? But
I don't know.
So I'm gonna carry on saying man of the weekend, man.
Go on.
Or anyone else. So yeah, I'm gonna my man of the weekend. It's coming off a bit biased, like because it's my team, but I can't not look. I'm gonna say the whole of Arsenal, bro. Like because I can't say Martinelli. I can't say just Jesus. I can't say Saliba. I can't say Xhaka because he's impressive. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say Arsenal as a whole. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for Ford of the weekend, and I think you guys know I'm going. And it's not. I'm tired of picking out the defense for United, but Maguire will be in this. Yes. I'll say the whole of United's attack, as well as their midfield and Maguire. For me, I think the rest were just doing what they normally do. But when it comes to football, and you lose a 4-0, everyone thinks, "Oh, you lost 4-0. Your defense is shit." But you didn't score anything, so your attack is shit as well. If you think about it. So the whole of United. So yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Say no more. Rash, what are you saying?
As much as I want to give it to Arsenal because they really do deserve it, I want to go a different route and give it to Nottingham Forest. Welcome back to the big league, lads. Got your first win in the Premier League. for a very long
Good
time. I think
shout.
it's been well over 23 years or something like that. Um, it was a really hard one. It maybe
Yeah,
shouldn't. They didn't deserve to win. I mean, they were lucky, bruv. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
mad lucky.
So lucky. But at the same time, you got there. It's good to see you back. Well done to you guys. Big shout out to Nottingham Forest. And frauds. There's only one. There's only one who it can be. And I agree with Jalil. It's the entire Manchester United team, but I'm also going to include their manager and their fan base because welcome to the new
Okay.
AFTV. I'm telling you, Rude boy, yeah, the way them guys are acting right about now, remnants,
I need to say something. I need to
remnants
say something.
of the past.
I need to say something about their fans. You know when your team's playing shit
Mm-hmm.
and you go and buy that lime top.
Oh, the lime green thing.
I heard, I don't know if it's true, but I heard that after the game, the people that were wearing the top that came out of the stadium, you know, people wearing it in the pubs and everything, were getting abused because they're putting money into the Glazers' pocket.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that? Sorry.
I mean, it was similar to what was happening at Arsenal. It's the same thing. I think it's the classic thing of, you know, fans turn on each other quicker than they turn on the right people.
Yeah. Facts.
That's just how it goes, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. So
I'm just gonna
alright,
send you
so
something quickly, John, before we round up, and I just want you to have a look at this.
yes, please. Whilst you do that, my man of the weekend. I'm gonna go 2 ways. I'll go one, Jesus, and then the other I'll give it to Brentford. Because obviously they did still only get promoted last year, and to be beating United 4-0, regardless of how bad Man United are, is still very impressive. As for fraud of the weekend, as you said, it can only be Man United. It can only be Man United. Like everyone involved, just embarrassing. There is no. I can't even pick out an individual player. I could say De Gea if I was being super harsh, but last week it could have been just Scott McTominay. But I don't think it's enough anymore. I think it's got to the point where you just have to blame everybody. They were
And
all
the guy showed up and spoke about his flaws on TV after the game and owned up to it. That's a real
yeah,
man.
exactly. And you wonder where's the captain to do that? When is the captain ever going to do that when it's not like a Sky Sports interview that's done before the game where it's easy to speak? Why don't you speak right after the game? This is one of the criticism Aubameyang used to get. You never speak. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know, man. United are just, it's bad where they are right now. I can't even lie. It's very, very, very bad where Man United are right now.
We were there.
What's that?
Were there because we were there. Funny enough, yeah, in our group chat, Rash must have said something about United. He must have posted the table, I think. And then those fans saying, "No, why are you posting this? Why are you posting this?" But funny enough, they did the same thing last year. And I said, he's just getting his lip back. Because they did it to him and they were getting on to him. So why can't he do it? So it's an issue when an Arsenal fan does it. But when a United fan does it, no one says nothing.
Yeah,
remember that? Remember I had to say that. So
no, you're right. You know what? Big up my guy in the living room. I hope you're good. You know, I'm glad you're bringing up this comment because I've had a few people message me and even come up to me. I even saw a couple of people outside Saturday saying, "I swear you're a United fan."
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say that for anyone who's got a picture of me in a United top, those were edited. You know what I'm saying? I was never a United fan. Never a United fan. All right. I've been Arsenal till I die. So I'm gonna end it on that note. You know what I'm saying?
You were pissed off at Arsenal one point where you had to without talk. Actually, no. That's what we John my boy. No, I'm not saying John is the Arsenal.
Yeah. No snitching, but I saw the whole thing.
AL saying, John, I swear you're a City fan. Hey, listen. There's bare rumors going around. There's bare rumors. I'm sounding like someone that
again. AO, no snitching, but I saw the whole thing.
I'm sounding like, you know what I'm saying, Chris Brown, one of Chris Brown's best songs right now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But yeah, listen, people, let's wrap it up. Obviously, I'm trying to play this thing that Rash sent me, but it's not working. Obviously, might be because I'm on my phone. But I'll definitely watch this after. But yeah, people, listen, smash the likes, subscribe to RBT, follow us on all the social. Obviously, follow all of the mandem as well on Instagram. We'll be back again. Hopefully, this week we'll be back during midweek. If not, we'll be back again next week. But yeah, man, it's been a great show today. Amazing engagement as always. So big up everyone. Big up Jalil. Big up Rash. Big up Jeff as well. And yeah, peace and love, people. Take care.
Peace.
English Premier League. Manchester United.